Righty, so I hate to do this to not only the viewers but also Phil because I don't like this method. But Phil is reviewing a video that I don't know the lady, don't know her channel, so I don't know how to go get this video myself. So I'm going to have to do like this weird tacky form of reaction. So I'm only going to play the parts where he plays her video and then just try to like pause and skip in between his takes. All right. I know it's stupid, but it's all I got. Alrighty. But before we get into that, the overview of the video is she's doing something that I actually like that women are starting to do more and more, which is straight up tell us, look, some of y'all can fuck for free, the rest of y'all can't. Y'all gotta pay some sort of way, so shut the fuck up and pay, right? And I personally, I think most dudes are where I stand, which is okay, but just tell me how much. Tell me up front, and not just money. Is that's what is they're not just asking for compensation and dollars and stuff like that. They're asking for it in gifts, phone conversations, texts, chores, just whatever, right? They're asking to be compensated this way, and you will see her say it throughout her take, because she's responding as you see right there, where it says, "Man paying for dates. Why should one man pay for what another man can get is getting for free?" Right? So that's what she's responding to. You heard my overview on it, so we're going to go from here and try to be untacky as possible.
I've been hearing this discourse online of men saying that they don't want to pay for dates, they don't want to buy drinks at the bar. And to that, I say, do whatever you want to do with your money. I don't support or discourage that. But they're all using a logic of why should I pay for what another man could get for free or is getting for free? And that's the whole point. It's always going to be another man and not you. Because there's always going to be another man that's more attractive than you. There's always going to be another man that has more personality than you. There's always going to be another man that has more resources than you. And the only thing you're doing with this logic, this mentality, is disqualifying yourself and making sure that it's not going to be you. If you don't want to use your money to level the playing field, okay? Sex is not charity work for women. We do.
Okay, first she gets into that. As you see right there, and she's going to do this throughout the video, she's not even really mentioning relationships or commitment. She's just talking about sex. Now, granted, she's responding specifically to people saying, why should I work to get sex? But she's not adding anything or trying to detour or even just, throw in, by the way, when some of you going to have to commit, and that's how you get sex regularly there, right? But no, she said straight up, money is what some of you got. Because they're always going to be taller, handsomer, more personality. And to that, I say, why you here? Like, that tells me how much you don't respect me to even have that thought of, it's always going to be somebody better than you, nigga. Like, really? So you gotta compensate financially. And again, she doesn't just mean financially. I think she's getting sucked into this very specific topic. But if you listen to women's discourse, whether it's on a podcast, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, really anywhere, they're saying not only dates, but dates, gifts, like I said, text messages, you know, phone call conversation stuff, stimulate them that way. Again, it's just tell me, like that dude that went viral for that chart. No. Tell me how much ate up front. I want to know. I want to know how many text messages and dates and the combination of everything that you want before I start getting what he's getting. Right? And also, I'm not doing it while he's getting it, which is why I personally stopped the whole dating thing. It's either you want me or you don't, whichever way it is. Relationship, sex, whatever it is, you guys want me or you don't. I'll tell you everything you want to hear, show you everything you think you need to see, but that's it. That's where I draw the line. And she is absolutely right. You're going to, just like those chicks on Kendra G, you're going to eliminate yourself from a lot of women's contention. That's the point. Because you got to understand this is not going to stop at dating. Listen to a lot of those dudes and couples, period, who are married and it's like a sexless marriage. This is going to be an ongoing, indefinite, until one of you cancel, which usually her, indefinite transaction. Okay, did you take the trash out, the kids? Did you? You know what? We haven't went on a date in a while. I'm not in the mood. Okay, we went on a date, but like you really just going to expect it. That makes me not in the mood. Like there's going to be an ongoing, indefinite transaction, and you have no power in the matter of even just saying, yo, when the fuck is the actual like deadline of this goddamn transaction, yo? Like you said XYZ, I get coochie. XYZ was done twice. What the actual? It is an ongoing transaction. And I do not want that unless I don't want it. But you know what? Again, we'll settle for it because dudes understand how on a hierarchy. We understand hierarchy. We're not women saying I'm fat, but I should get what the skinny girl gets. No, we understand the hierarchy. So if you want to put me in the mode and tell me I'm indefinitely going to be engaging in a lifelong or again indefinite transaction with you in regards of and it's just sex because the non-sexual intimacy and all that type of stuff, you're not ever going to be able to buy that. Like it's literally just you and maybe whatever the kid, like that's as far as it goes. That's it. That is fucking it. You're just every day auditioning to be able to have sex. That's it. All right. Now that's not the whole relationship, but everything that happens outside of just by default. Like if y'all go on a family vacation. Well, yeah, y'all are going on a family vacation. That's just by default. But fucking on a vacation, meh, eh. You are always going to be paying a bill for a cooch. Even when you're married. If you start like this. Now, I know this because I fall somewhere in the middle, meaning there's obviously chicks who goes, when do you court? Do you date? Do you take women this? Do you? And then there are women who I've only had like 3 or 4 relationships, but they've all started in the bedroom. Except one. And that one was absolutely trash. But 3 of the 4, 2 of the 3, I can't remember right now, started in the bedroom. So I know this is some bullshit. I've been on that angry type of, yo, what the fuck? Am I getting just ran through the fucking mud over some coochie right now? And I've also been in that situation where she's like, okay, so when are you you're like, you haven't made me your girlfriend yet. What's the deal? Like, so I know over the years I've put together what she's saying is true, but also the implementation that they want it to be is some straight up bullshit. And also note real quick, I'm going to play the video again. Notice how back to the point where she says there's always going to be a guy better. Now they're admitting that, but you better not ever tell her she's not the most beautiful person in the world. Ever. Your wife can be made as hell. Don't you dare say, nah, you're all right. I mean, you fat, but I'm here. I like you. Don't even take that. But you gotta be, oh, there's somebody better than me, so I better pony up. Fuck out. I refuse to get into that situation. But let's play it.
Not just have to give our body away if we don't feel like it's benefiting us in any way. If we're not attracted to you, we don't like your personality, there's no resources, we're not gaining anything from this, what do we get from?
She immediately put herself into a victim type situation. Because if you look at how this conversation about rape culture and all that type of stuff, a part of the problem with the butting heads of the two sides is women define rape as unwanted sex. Now, some people hear that and go, well, duh, no shit, that is rape. No, it isn't. Not necessarily. Like she said, we don't have to have sex with you if we're not getting anything out of it, if we're not attracted, if we're not this. But you know what I'm saying? Everybody has a price. Well, if she think about these specifically the NFL, the big ugly dudes that got hot wives. You think they want those big fat ass dudes laying on top of them? No. But he got that check. That is unwanted sex on the regular basis. To them, that's rape. But they'll put up with it for, matter of fact, Weinstein. I still to this day have no fucking clue what actually happened with Weinstein other than he was like, I'll give you a role if you let me hit. Which sounds like a yes or no. But because the sex was unwanted, even though they wanted the role, rape. So that part, I'm really entitled of that. She did that there, made herself a victim. But then she immediately attached it or flipped it to, well, what are we getting out of it? Interesting. Imagine you saying, okay, take you on a date. What do I get out of it? Or whatever it is she wants from you before she gives it up. Are you allowed to say, well, what am I getting out of it? Am I getting sex? I'm not putting up with this shit where only one of us gets to ask for a guarantee. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it because they're admitting now that these are transactions. Straight up, transactions. Fine, we can have a transaction. How much and what am I getting? No more, well, I might hit. The only way I'm doing some shit like that, if I want to go somewhere and I want to go alone. Then hey, you trying to go here? You trying to hit up this spot? Or hell, like I did before, I hit up a friend. But what she's recommending, that's not happening anymore. And I think that's why she's responding like this and more women are making these videos. Is because a lot of dudes is like, yeah, I think a lot of dudes are catching on, but they're not saying it. Which I could be just assuming that. Well, I am assuming that, but I wonder if that's what's going on. Like if a lot of dudes is seeing the same shit I'm seeing, but they're just not making the videos like me.
Just laying up with a man, and what do we get? A wet cat and the risk of unplanned pregnancy? Oh,
think about what she just said. The risk of unplanned parents. Damn it, the unplanned pregnancy. Why did she say that? Why didn't she say pregnancy? Did she say that and I'm tripping? Anyway, but keep that in mind of what she said, because what she says down the line is like, you really didn't just contradict yourself right there. But keep that in mind. Risk of unplanned pregnancy.
And this whole reproductive thing, everybody's always talking about how it's a man's primal nature, his instinct to want to reproduce and spread his seed. Well, if that's the case, why do y'all never have the instinct to want to provide for these children that you could potentially create? Why do
y'all use the whole women are the life givers of earth, and then you like beg for abortion to be like legal at all times? Like, stop the nonsense. I'm tired of that argument. Stop it. That ain't even got shit to do with this. That has nothing to do with the topic at all. Nothing to do with the topic. But we're reaching now.
Never have the instinct to want to be a father, to be a husband. Never. It's that.
Never. You ain't got a bunch of dudes who, one, are on social media saying how dudes need to step up and be this and be. Hell, the dude to the right of her on this screen says that shit all the time. All the time. And then you got dudes who are actually just in the real world. And this is another thing that I don't understand. So many people go to bat for people who pretend when it's convenient like they don't fucking exist. She is right now doing that thing where she's pretending that good fathers don't exist. She's pretending as if dudes who they even if the pregnancy is unplanned, the chick like, oh, I'm pregnant. Oh shit, cool. I'm gonna step up and take I'm gonna kill it. She's pretending as if that doesn't fucking happen. Which is why you'll never get me on this side. Ever. Because you don't get to just pretend I don't exist when it's convenient for your argument.
Always is going to fall on us. Oh, and then back.
Okay.
I'm gonna pause it real quick and try to get to past this point.
To this whole nature thing, I think a lot of y'all are forgetting that some of y'all are supposed to die off. Some of y'all, a good amount of y'all actually, should not even have the opportunity to spread.
Wow. You're supposed to be dead, nigga. I ain't supposed to have to fuck you. Okay? I ain't supposed to have to pay for shit either. What? That is so dumb. I'm supposed to be dead, therefore not give me no coochie? Okay, I'm supposed to be dead. I definitely ain't supposed to be being big brother to your bastard kid when the dad don't step up, right? Because I'm supposed to be dead. What kind of logic is this? What kind of logic is this? You know, some of y'all are supposed to die in childbirth. Even if whether the kid makes it or not, some of you supposed to die then. But we, have advanced technology now, which also allows for some dudes to not die off, right? So why am I paying for your shit? You're supposed to be dead too, dumbass.
Proceed and have offspring that moves on. Your legacy is supposed to die with you.
You're literally arguing that you want me dead so you don't have to fuck me. But if you, even as something as small as having to put something heavy in your car, or something as major as a threat is nearby, like a dog or a robber or whoever, I'm supposed to be able to just step up for your supposed to be dead ass. Get the fuck out of here, yo. Now I think you're about to start talking. I'm going to pause and skip.
Okay? And let's just go back to the whole argument of what another man could get for free. Let's just say, as a woman, you're giving your box away to a couch potato, a man that has no ambition, bad credit score, multiple baby mamas, whatever. In that scenario, it could still be beneficial to a woman if that man is attracted to her and knows what he's doing in the bedroom.
She literally just said, remember I said take note. She literally just said, we risk unwanted pregnancy and it could fall back on us. And you're right now saying that you'd rather make the choice to have good sex and risk unwanted pregnancy and that dude ain't shit than to risk unwanted pregnancy. Well, it would be planned pregnancy, if the guy you're talking about, with a guy who actually plans on being there in the child's life because the sex is less good. Think about what the fuck you're saying right now. You contradicted your own fucking point. And that point specifically is one of the biggest points that those dudes in the red pill manosphere and all that shit on that got popular podcasts is one of the biggest points they make on a regular basis. And you just proved it right. So all this shit about somebody with like Dr. Umar and all, be a big brother and step up and help kids without fathers. Fuck no. You just admitted that a lot of y'all go, well, he's fine, so I'd rather risk the pregnancy with him even though he ain't shit. You just admitted that. So now all that, well, he changed. Y'all act like men don't change their personalities. Well, this couch potato didn't. And that's who you just said you'd rather risk the unwanted pregnancy with. Is that I should get a checkmate little keyboard sound for the shit like this.
But yet you're expecting a woman that you want that's maybe like a 7, 8, 9, and 10, and you're maybe a 1, 2, 3, or 4 on the scale.
I'm really getting sick of this argument. As I said earlier, men understand hierarchy. We're not the ones saying, so what, I'm fat as hell, I get the shit that popular dude get right there. Nobody's saying that. We understand we got to make adjustments. We understand we got to take what we can get. We understand that. This idea that y'all keep the dude that's in his mom's basement who's fat and stinks and has no money and plays video games, like, come on, dog. For one, I've never fucking met that guy who's literally all the bad, he's all the bad shit. Matter of fact, I had a cousin. He's dead now. I had a cousin. Dude was literally he wasn't fat. Like I don't know the guy who's literally all the bad shit that y'all can think of. But the dude was like extremely unambitious. The dude got to the point where he would just, even if I had a job for him to go do with me, he would rather donate blood for $30 and buy him some Henny, some weed, and a slice of pizza, and go right back to his grandma's crib where he got a nice comfy bed. You know who was never short of fucking women to fuck? Him. Even when he started to get fat after like 26 or some shit like that, when he started to get a belly, he still was not short of women in that goddamn bed in his grandma's house with his unemployed ass. So stop the nonsense of you guys who are terrible choices and all this shit. You don't give a fuck. Just like you said, if a dude ain't shit but fine, you trying to fuck anyway. So stop it.
You're expecting her to just give it away to you for nothing. You're not even
No, not nothing. Again, just tell me the price. Tell me the price. I've said this before. You metaphorically, in a situation like this, you're going to be paying for it metaphorically forever. Which again, some of us, fine. Tell me the price. And don't hit me with a we haven't went on a date and blah blah. Tell me the price. Tell me the fucking price. I want to know what it is. Stop running me through the mud of, tell me the fucking price. What gets my dick sucked on the regular basis? Tell me. Tell me what things do I have to do to get regular coochikins? Does sex? I try to make up a fancy word. What gets me that? Say it. Instead of y'all want dudes to have this silent auction, and he gotta like decipher or constantly like meet your expectations blindly. Stop running us through the ringer. Tell us what the fuck you want. Period. And yes, we want a guarantee at the end of it too. That's one thing y'all keep trying to like sidestep. No, we want a fucking guarantee. Just like you want shit done for like straight up. You want that date. You want the phone calls. You want the text. You want all the shit that Couch Potato ain't giving you. You want all of that from somebody else. Okay, I'll guarantee you that. I want this guarantee too.
Ma'am, see the letter is.
You have no personality, and now you don't want to spend any money. Play stupid games.
Now let's think about that. She's made it very clear this entire video. She's willing to be with someone who's physically unattractive and has no personality. That, as long as she's spending that bread and obviously doing other shit, she cool with it. That's why I have adopted straight up. Tell me the price. And I'm not an asshole with it, like literally just like she's a prostitute, even though that's pretty much what she's selling. But I try to make it as decent as possible. What do you want? And let's get to it. Now I've had some videos in the past from like years ago where I tried to show you like how I move on like Facebook Match and whatnot. I might do that again just to update it, but you know, I guess in the meantime try to find it. But yeah, I don't. Matter of fact, I'll say this. I say about 6 weeks ago, I went on a date, but it was for sure like we like literally fucked like that next day. Like that's like, and again, for any woman that comes across this, it's not like it's not an asshole move as far as like we're literally just trying to like make you do shit. Listen to how she's talking. The way y'all have divided the guys y'all will fuck and won't fuck, you've made it to where, like she said, the dude that ain't got to do shit and the dude that got to come out the pocket. This is what y'all are asking for. Really think about that. I'm not trying to be just some rude ass calling women prostitutes. It's not what I'm trying to do. But I do understand that that's what you women are really essentially asking for. And I'm not just talking about online. again, I've observed this in real life with my romantic life. I've also watched how female friends move, female family members. I've seen this shit. I've heard them tell me stories how I look back, it's like, okay, so the dude that was a little goofy, maybe a little corny, he was like, oh no, he's just my friend. He liked me and blah. But the dude that got you pregnant, that dude, you got all the complaints about of like the bad shit. He beat you. He don't really want to work. He don't want to, just the typical he ain't shit type dude. And he ain't, I know these women personally that I'm talking about. He didn't switch up. He was him from jump. But because you was feeling him, you said, fuck it. You ignored it. So this is just not me trying to quote unquote hate on women and just call them prostitutes. No, this is from what I observe, experienced, watched. This is what women are asking for. Plain and simple.
Okay.
Stupid prizes. That's all I'm saying. And these men that have all of the resources, the personality, the looks, if a man's like a 7, 8, 9, and 10, he could still sleep with the women below that, the women at his level, and maybe a few above his level.
I don't think she realized it, but she's describing the 80-20 rule. And some guys are saying it's 90-10 now. Because again, when you're straight up telling us that you don't give a fuck about what order really is or what having to sacrifice and maybe make some concessions to like get a good balance, your way of getting the balance, meaning this lady and like most women are like this, your way of getting the balance is, okay, I can fuck this guy or these guys while these guys have to, they have to pay because, they ain't shit and not deeming as such. So they got to pay. That's their way of getting balance. But she just straight up described what dudes have been using for over a decade now, which is the 80-20 rule. You get to leverage the fact that you can fuck a guy because he wants somebody to fuck as a way to tell me that I have to do more. Yo, I'm not just at my knees about to just beg for you. I am also a human. It's not just I have to constantly, for the rest of my life, I hope you don't leave me. Fuck out of here. If you don't want to be here, which I'm using myself an example as if I'm talking to her. If you don't want to be here, fine. I mean, jacking off sucks, but so does having to crawl on my knees for you every day, hoping you don't fuck somebody while you're upset or whatever the fuck and then come back. No, I'm not doing that. That's not happening. So if you can be a rational human being and come to the understanding of hypothetically, if I'm your best option to having like some decent balance, then fine, we can talk. We can figure out where we want to put those sliders and figure out how to live life. But I'm not, just like you don't want to live your life in fear if a guy gonna drop you. Like you always talk about the guy that drops you for like the 20-year-old, which ironically is the dude you're talking about. I also am not going to live my life in fear hoping that you don't drop me or just fuck around on me because you got a vagina that you can just wait for free. That's the weirdest flex I've ever fucking seen. I don't know how y'all managed to do that. That's a weird flex. Hey, you know what? I can get this pussy away, nigga. Like, I know. This is groundbreaking news. When the fuck did y'all find this out that y'all can just give it away? And then are shocked that it doesn't work the same way it used to. Not the vagina, but like leveraging it.
You do not have that opportunity. You do not have those options. You need to spend your money and level the playing field.
So
Okay, give me a guarantee and I'll do it. Give me a guarantee and I'll do it. Like example that they talk about the $200 dates and all that. Fine. If you want me to spend $200, guaranteed, give me a guarantee. And no, your presence is not enough. Give me a guarantee. What do I get for the $200? Do you want to up it to three? Fine. What do I get for the $300? Now you start talking full $500. Okay, well now whatever it is I get, it got to be raw. Now, so you get a guarantee. I get a guarantee. I'll smile, and we can pretend we can do the whole thing they call a girlfriend experience, where we both just act like we're just a happy-go-lucky couple on this date. But I want my guarantee. So I think he's talking over her now. So I kind of have to play it while he's talking. It's only 2 more minutes left, so it's almost over.
What she's telling you, once again, is prostitute mentality.
Okay, so I think the video is done because he's just letting it play now. But yeah, I actually agreed on right there. Like I said, she doesn't realize it, or maybe she does and she doesn't care. But this is literally, like I said, an indefinite prostitute type situation. It's ongoing forever unless one of you end it. And as you see per statistics, she's likely going to be the one that ends it. So, yeah, like I said, the way I approach this now is hell. In my bio on Facebook Match is red pill, we can just fuck, blue pill, we can get to a relationship. Now, the only woman that's ever actually acknowledged that was a chick that was like 400 pounds, and she wanted a purple pill. And I was just like, ha, I just laughed it off, like whatever. But yeah, I'm done with like this. And if it means that I end up all alone, drop dead, in a pool of my own blood, so be it. Because I'm not about to get dog walked for 40 years. End up like some of these dudes where all happy wife, happy life. And then like I worked with a guy real quick. I worked with a guy when I was a janitor, and we were doing like summertime cleanup at these schools. And he was your old school. Like he had a late wife, but then he had remarried to this other chick. And he was like the old school, like always bringing up like, you young cats don't know nothing about, you young fellas don't know nothing about. It's like, shut the fuck up, nigga. But like he would say stuff like, had to fill the wife's car up last night, so she ain't got to go to the gas station. Or, and by the way, I'm not by default saying any of this is like bad or wrong, or just using them as an example. Or I'll remember stuff as it come to my head. Or he would say stuff like when it came to spending money, like he's an old big auto factory worker, spent all his 30, 40 years in there. Now he gets that pension, plus now he's just working doing this job to get another check. And this is all the money he made. She doesn't bring, as far as I remember, she didn't bring any money. But he's like, he's submitting like, yeah, I can't spend too much money. The wife, you know what I'm saying? Like he was really like that guy, that traditional style type guy. I'll be damned if I'm that for this. I'll be damned if I'm like, let me go and make sure she got gas in the car so she ain't got to worry about stopping at the gas. She ain't worried about stopping at the gas station for violence. She probably gonna suck some dick while she at the gas station. Because mine wasn't enough that night. She gonna make a reason to go to the gas station anyway. I'll be damned if I'm gonna go through all those traditional concessions that this dude used to talk about for this. It ain't happening. I don't know how his wife treats him. I never met her. He never spoke about it. He just always said the shit about the things that he did for her. So I'm not trying to in any way say that he was wrong. I don't fucking know. But again, the stuff he did talk about, like I said, one more time, I'm not doing that for this. Because she clearly has a mindset, and I believe that a lot of the single women today, my age range, are like this. It's like I should be able to leverage this coochie and not have to do shit else but show up. Another example. I know I'm getting long-winded, but another example. On the Kendra G show, a lot of women come up there and say, no matter how ugly they are, no matter how old they are, no matter how fat they are, they all come up there and say, nobody with ED. Now, I'm not sure exactly what constitutes ED because some guy in the Instagram section on a different page, but he mentioned sometimes it's like you have like performance anxiety, right? And like that, I would say that's true, right? That's not ED. Or even if some like ladies, sometimes sometimes it's like a weird situation. Like one dude joked about it before where he like, man, when you jack off and think you about to last longer and it just don't come up. It's just plenty of reasons why certain shit like that happens. But that combined with what I've seen women say on the internet over like the years, again, I get this idea that a lot of women, when it comes to sex, feel like men's bodies operate the same at 35 that it did at 15. And it's like, fuck no. Fuck no. Like you're not just going, I'm not gonna be just a walking boner all goddamn day. Or because you showed up, you ain't even gotta do nothing. I'm done. Like it doesn't, it's not like gonna be like that forever. Sometimes you gotta fondle some balls to get it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to like detail, but I'm starting to think that like chicks really don't think that they gotta do anything but like I'm here. Why isn't it hard yet? Why is it like I think that that's part of the whole quote unquote ED ordeal, but I don't know how I just got sidestepped into that. But anyway, be right, not positive. I'm out.